prospered. Getting back together, they discussed the gifts they were able to give their elderly mother. The first one said, I built a big house for our mother. The second said, I sent her a Mercedes and a driver. Wow. The third smiled and said, I got you both beat. You remember how Mom enjoyed reading the Bible? And you know she can't see very well, so I sent her a remarkable parrot that recites the entire Bible. It took elders in the church 12 years to teach him. He's one of a kind. Mama just had to name the chapter and verse, and the parrot recites it. Soon thereafter, Mom sent out her letters of thanks. Milton, she wrote one son, the house she built is so huge I live in only one room, but I have to clean the whole house. Sour grapes, huh? Gerald, she wrote to another, I am too old to travel. I stay most of the time at home, so I rarely use the Mercedes, and the driver is so rude. Dearest Donald, she wrote to her third son, you have the great sense to know what your mother likes. The chicken was delicious. 12 years teaching her Bible quotes and she ate them. Come on now. And with that, we have done this every year, and you know, part of our bylaws is that, and that means the rules that we use to run the center, because we are a nonprofit. You're all aware of that, right? Churches are nonprofit. Okay, so what that means is that we have to do fundraising and that sort of thing. We're a business, but we're not a business, okay? So it's fascinating. Nonprofits are really businesses, but you know, we have another status. So we did an opening prayer. So what I'm gonna do is just explain why we have the annual meeting, and that's really to inform whoever shows up, because we had to really define who are our members. And we figured out that the members are the people that show up on Sunday and the people that show up at the events and that support and tithe, and they also do service work, that sort of thing, because we have a hard time making what is a member. You know, so part of it is that, yes, people do the prosperous life, but that was the other part, right? Do I have it all, Barbara? What we decided? Yeah. So right now, we have 3 people on the core council, and they're both working. So Roxy is the, okay.
Wait.
It's all up here. It's all up here?
Yeah,
okay.
Yeah, okay.
So the president and secretary is Barbara Urbanus. Look at that smile. She's waving to her constituents. Okay, the new president. And because that was also in the bylaws. So we also have the actual titles for everybody. And then the next, Roxy Angel Superstar, Roxy Angel von Strassenberg is the vice president.
Yes.
And wave, Miss Vice President. Okay. All right, and then I am the spiritual leader and the CFO because I actually have managed and visioned on the finances from the day I've been here. And that's been a joyful experience. Not a lot of times, but it's great. Anyway, so the reason for our annual meeting is to teach, to really share how we use the principles here and how we use the teachings of Science of Mind in order to move this space forward. But it's also to inspire you, because I think as you hear our history, you're going to go, whoa, if they could do that, I can do it in my life. And that's really what it's about, because I know a lot of you are looking at having new things occur in your life. You have goals and you have things that you want to move toward, right? Whether it's a relationship, whether it's a new job, anything like that. So I want you to hold in your mind, what would you like to have in your life? And I love what Laura Day said. She said, set a target. And what was interesting yesterday is that it was so simple and so quick and so easy. It manifested pretty much during the event, it manifested for me. So I'm going to share a little bit what happened. She had us have someone be a medium in front of us. And that person, and it could be an entity, or it could have been the other person that you're wanting to have a conversation with so you can understand them more. And so what I did, I had a person I've never met. She was the center of the heart. And I said to the center, how can we create more for you? How can we create, and we start having a dialogue, how can we create, income to flow more easily? Da 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 da. And so this person, as the center, told me. So at the end of the event, this is so beautiful. I'm outside with Laura Day, and Laura Day says, well, where can I send you a check for the event? And she said, oh, you're not going to send me a check. I'm going to donate this whole thing back to you.
Oh, wow.
I call that instant manifestation, because the question I was asking the entity, the center, was how can we create more income? And the answer from this woman who has never been here before, as center, bring more events like this into the center, and it will create more people to be aware of what's going on. And I'm like, wow. And then on the next breath, because Laura Day had to get on the road, she was real nervous because she doesn't drive, she's from New York. And so she was jumping on the road, and she says, okay, I gotta get out of here, but I'm gonna come back, and I'm gonna teach the circle. And it's a class that normally you do it over, what did she say, 9 weeks?
Yeah.
Yeah, 9 weeks. And she goes, but when I come back here to visit my son, I'm gonna come back up here, because I really like you guys.
Aww.
Hello. So why I'm having, telling you this story is that as you create a target, my target in my mind was to create more income for the center, to make it easier, for all of us here. And that the target, without any of that other work that I did, the target just holding that, bam, it manifested within the hour. So that's how powerful we are, and that's how, when we put something into the universal mind, I call it, when you put that target or that goal, as you put it into that space, it will instantly manifest. Now you may not know it. One of the things that Laura Day talked about, and I talk about it all the time here, is that you have to be awake and aware when your blessings are happening. Are you aware of them or not? I mean, it could be as simple as, Isha acknowledged his blessing with the mechanic. George acknowledged the blessing of that puppy kissing him. But are you aware of all of the beautiful things? Because I think sometimes we take it for granted when we have something fabulous happen, don't we? We just, oh yeah, that was okay. And I mean, you know what? I love it. I took a selfie of my cat, Julius. I'm sitting there working, and he climbs on my back, and I took a selfie. Oh, I sent it to Roxy. And he's sitting there like this. Like, yeah, I'm fabulous. So we need to be more like our dogs and our cats, because they think they are just, the dogs bark and the cats meow, don't they?
Yeah.
They do. They're fabulous. So anyway, I also want to have you please save your questions to the end, because I have a lot to talk about, but I think you're going to hear a lot in this as I give you this talk. So I'm going to keep peppering it with stories and things that you can use in your life. So this is the financial information. So we are a nonprofit, and what happened during, I think it was during the time I was here, I wasn't really clear what was going on as the minister when I first stepped in here back in 2009, and I may not have been the minister. But we lost the property tax status that we had, and we were paying, I think, double what we're paying now. So it took me, no kidding, 2 years, almost a year and a half, to get our nonprofit property status back. So I just looked at the bill yesterday, it came in, and I said, thank you, God, because it was a struggle for us. And we had to jump through a lot of hoops to get that back. I had paperwork, blah, blah, blah. So anyway, it's back. Yay!
Yay!
And it'll stay forever and ever. That's my intention and my target. Okay, then we had 3 prior loans that were taken out, and they were interest only, and we set the intention on the core council that we wanted a traditional loan so we could pay it down and pay off the loans that are currently here. Well, that took about 2 years. I was doing it at the same time, and we got it. So that's done.
Yay!
So there was the other target that was hit, right? And then, the history of the finances, 2007, how many years is that, guys? Count it, 7, 9, 9? Okay, so over the last 9 years, let me give you, Denise knows because she was doing the books, and I just want to give you briefly, I'm going to give you some numbers, but I want you to understand the process of what happened in order to make this happen. We were praying, we were visioning, we were doing everything we could, and in 2007, when I stepped in here, we were $52,578,000 in debt. I have talked to their ministers, they go, what? I wouldn't even take that job. And I go, well, I'm an Aries, I like challenge. Okay, so anyway, and with that, so what ended up happening, they had taken all the loans out here in order to continue to run the business. Oh my gosh, don't ever do that, guys. For yourself, in your house, in your business, don't ever do that. Because this has been digging out of a major, deep hole for the last 9 years. It's been incredible. Okay, so we go to 2008. This isn't up there. We were $60,000 in the hole. Woohoo!
Yeah.
We were having to do some stuff, so it didn't go down right away. It actually went up a little bit because we had to spend a little bit of money in order to keep the place cooking here. Then in 2009, it went down. This is significant. To $10,600.
Wow.
Okay, we started from 52 minus 52 to a minus 10,674. Now, you got to understand that over a period of 3 years, how quick is that?
Wow.
So what I want to say to you is anybody here in debt? Does anybody have financial issues? If you are, I'm going to encourage you. What I did, I prayed my buns off. And then we held the vision as the core council. We just kept holding it, holding it, holding it. And so our target was, we are going to be in the black. We are in the black. We are in the black, not are going to be. We are in the black. One of the things we teach here is that if you want something to manifest and create, say it in the present moment. Say it now, and even if you don't believe it, say it. Because part of having things occur for you, in order for you to have them happen or to manifest, we say, you have to have the trust and the faith that it actually will. And that there is a power outside of you that's actually within you and co-creates with you, and it will make that happen. Do you believe that? Okay?
Yes.
So give a little experiment and allow yourself to just put something out and practice, because as you practice, and I always say with my 92B soon, 93-year-old mother, who I'm going to go see in a couple weeks, she said, it's so simple, it's hard. And it's so simple that we think there's all these steps and things that we have to do. No. All we have to do is go, I have faith, I know it's going to manifest, and I surrender it up. And what I mean when I surrender, you're not saying, bending on your knees and crawling. When you surrender, you're giving your faith over to Spirit. You're giving that trust that things will occur and things will happen. And that's really what you're doing when you surrender. It's like you have a situation, and let's say you have a situation with an individual that's not fun, or your finances, or a job. What you do, you say, you know what, I'm just going to surrender this up, I'm going to turn it over, and God knows the details, God knows how to do it, and I'm going to allow it to happen. Does that make sense? Because as you do that, and you're not giving up your power, you're actually giving your power more volition in order to have it happen, okay? All right, so as we had the trust and faith and we kept going, and believe me, I was crying and crawling and praying during that time. In 2010, we finally, and this is over the entire year, we finally had a positive $3,500. Okay, finally, and that's over the entire year. So it's like, it's a real nail biter sometimes, when you look at finances. And it was fabulous, because we would have, somebody give us a gift or a tithe, and we had no idea it was going to come. I mean, just randomly out of the blue. One person was so inspired at my installation, she gave us a big chunk of money and said, I am spiritually fed here. Wow. So that saved our bacon for sure. Yeah, right? Okay, then in 2012, we went up for the year, $8,900. Not bad, huh? Then 2013, we went up to 12,000 for the year. Now then we had a little kind of fell back and we're regrouping, so guess what? We were down, a little bit, and I said, okay, so back to square one. What do we have to do now? Because you know what? It's not all easy breezy all the time, is it? So what you do, you go back and you say, okay, what do I have to do now in this moment? Because life is always changing constantly. Isn't your life always changing? Always. Has it ever stayed the same?
No.
And then when it does shift or something goes into a negative, I'm going to say negative or not fun situation, what happens? We are asked to pull ourselves up to a higher level of awareness in order to shift that to make it better again. And that's what happened here. So we are actually shifting how we do things. And one of the intentions is that we're not going to work so darn hard. And what that means is that Roxy, myself, Barbara, Denise, everybody who volunteers, it's that we're going to do things that are fun, that also support the center, but they're fun. And Susan, my gosh, Susan is like the little rock of Gibraltar here. She is here on Sundays. She's here for every event. So Susan, woo! Thank you. Wow, huh? And Denise got her wish because she said, I just don't want to do Sundays anymore and get up early. I want to sleep in. So,
No,
yay!
that's not how it was.
Well, it's your target, and you do get to sleep in on Sundays, right? Oh, you don't? Okay.
I just don't have to have the stress anymore.
There you go.
Between mother and church.
There you go. And that's perfect. And how that came about was another story. So, but for Denise, it was fabulous because she was able to step away and not go crazy, because she has a hard time saying no. All right. So what do you think about that shift? Yeah? Isn't that cool? So I actually printed out everything and I looked at it and I wrote it out today going, woohoo! So this is awesome. And I'm going to, actually I hand wrote it, Barbara, but let's put it in the minutes, okay? And so you have the history of what's happened here. Okay, then the thing that occurred too while we were going through some of these financial changes, I was talking to another minister and she told us about, hey, there's a guy that has a program called the Prosperous Life Program. Well, I took it and I took some of the bones of it, and you'll see the little chart. You mind bringing that up, Denise, please? And what happened is that I made it to fit the center of the heart. And so what we do is that we have people that have committed to supporting the center, but then I said, well, I'm going to do something different. We're going to give them a little something every month for contributing and being part of the center and for helping and assisting us. Because I know that energy, as you put energy out, it comes back. So we'll give people a John of God crystal bed. We'll give them a little heart. We'll give them, it's different every single month. So we always are thinking of ways that we can give to the individuals that are supporting the center. And that energy of the individuals that are supporting the center, we take that money and we tithe to right now, we're tithing to 3 different nonprofits. One is Rescue Cats. The other one is Storytellers. And the last one, and we're going to do that again this year, is Christmas time. We do Community of Friends. And we always go and get them Target gift cards, and we support 30 families with children that normally would not have something. And so I go and I jump and buy, I think it's $15 or $20 gift cards. So the money that people tithe here, we take that money and we seed it out to the community. And that's why we have done as well as we've done. We may not have a lot of people on Sunday, but we are powerful and we are mighty because we have a solid, high level of consciousness here. And that's really what it's about. And so I quit worrying about numbers a long time ago because every new person that walks in here says, I love that this is a smaller community, that I get to be seen and I feel like I can connect to others. And that's really it. And that's the feedback I get over and over and over. But you can tell me your feedback after church. Anyway, so that's that piece. So the Prosperous Life Program has been a success. All of these people, as you can see, have joined the program. I think we have a few more names to add to it, but they're all committed to $100 a month. That's the minimum, and that's really why we have that. So we had to look at a way of having the income come in whether they were here or not. So I have people who are outreach, and they're still tithing and supporting the center because they believe in our vision. Because our vision here is to empower people to move into a higher level of awakening and a higher level of connection with God. And that's really it, because I thought about it, what do we do here? And Denise and I were talking yesterday, and there's a shift in humanity happening. And if people are here and we're able to assist individuals in moving into that next level, whether you call it the fourth or fifth dimension, it doesn't matter. Because as Laura Day said yesterday, we have a group consciousness here. And as we come together, whether it's 5 of us, 10 of us, 15 of us, it doesn't matter. As we come together, we lift each other up into that higher level of awakening. You feel it. You don't come on Sunday because, well, you could come because the music's great, Joanna, and, and George and Ishay. But you also come in order to support yourself, in order to shift. And that's really what I wanted to say, because I know for myself, as I am here every Sunday, I know I have to be. No, I choose to be. And I know when I'm having a bad week, I know we're going to have a rockin' time. Roxy and I are going, I don't feel like going. And then we get here on Sunday and we go, wow, that was a great service. And then we feel better. So we feel like that too. The other thing that Laura Day said yesterday, and I want you to hear this, this is fabulous. She says, all of you have problems. I work with multi-millionaires and celebrities, and they have the same issues that you guys do. So just know that money does not solve your problems. So you have to do that internal work in order to make it happen. Okay, where are we? Very prosperous life. Okay. Oh, and Roxy and I and Barbara have set the intention to have more rentals. As soon as we put that target out there, bam, we're starting to get more. Yes. So we had Laura Day in here. We had the traffic school on the other side.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, during the time. And they were so quiet. And then we have other long-term leases. We have growing babies and other ongoing rentals. And Roxy, so last week we booked Patrick San Francisco, and he's coming back. Yes. Sexy Jesus from India, she calls him. So anyway, he will be back here. I know, right? And so anyway, he'll be back here, but he's a healer, and every time he comes here, it's beautiful. I mean, he has an event where he has you come for free, doesn't he?
Yes, he does.
And he does healing for free. So look on Elite. If you're not on our Elite, please, he's an amazing individual, and he teaches classes. Bob's not here, but he's taken some of his classes, and it's great. Did you take any? Somebody has in here. Okay. So that's...
When is he coming?
So he's coming...
It's November 18th.
Is it on here?
Not yet.
Okay, so in November.
18th.
So you get Elite, you'll see it.
Yes.
Roxy probably already has it up. Or she's getting... We had to firm it up.
I just booked it on
Friday.
just
booked it.
Yeah.
Okay. So that's what's going on. So I'm going to ask everyone here, if you know of anybody who needs a space, call us, and we would love to rent out our center. Okay, facilities, we looked at, there was an individual that hasn't been here in a long time, but she gave us some great ideas because she does feng shui.
Yes.
And she says, you guys have horrible feng shui here. This was about a year ago. And so she goes, it does not feel good in here. She goes, it feels horrible. I'm like, oh, thank you for sharing. So anyway, but we didn't take offense because we were kind of stuck in what was going on. So we cleaned out the front foyer. If you haven't seen it, please go see it. It's all pristine now. Yeah. It was all full of junk. I mean, it was a storage locker, okay? So we bought a storage locker. Barbara got it from Costco, and Bob built it. It's outside the door. We put a lot of things in there. And then I know some people, they're not into the door, but let me tell you what happened. We painted the backdrop because that was EJ, we couldn't see EJ, first of all. And so so he was kind of blending with the background. So we wanted EJ to pop, right, Mom? Because every time we were doing the videos, where's EJ? We still don't have it. He's kind of blending in there, you know? I don't know why we didn't have that problem with George, but anyway, because EJ likes his winter colors. Anyway, so we Roxy and I get in here, you gotta hear this. So we start blasting the music and we just go to Home Depot and we painted this. And so we go, yeah, that pumps, that's good. So anyway, we did that because we wanted to match the mural. This is, by the way, done by Beth Amin.
Yes.
And Beth we consider to be a member because she's done so much work here. And she did this when we had Byron Katie, and she did it in like 2 hours. Do you believe that?
Wow.
She just went boom, 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 and ran up here and put it in back of Byron Katie. This was like, how many years ago? 4?
Oh my God,
I
yeah,
guess like
5.
4 years ago. It's amazing. But she said, what do you want, Rev? And she did that. So she's a local artist that does amazing work. Okay, so then, the front door. All right, so my man that I'm with, his name's Art, and he's an artist, and I didn't say anything, and he says, wow, those doors are fabulous. He loves bright colors in his house. He has painted his house, his 1-bathroom Pepto-Bismol pink. Okay? So, when he saw the doors, he goes, that looks great, it pops the mural, it pops the sign above, that artistically is fabulous. And I looked at him and I go, damn, okay, because a lot of people are like, I don't like it, and I'm like, you know what, that's okay, because it is, finally people are noticing us. That was probably the cheapest investment. I'm driving by going, where's the center? And I look, and then now, oh, there's the center. Bam, in your face. And so you may or may not like the color, but it did what we wanted it to do. Okay? And it is called Hot Lips. So Roxy goes, it's gotta be this color, Rev. I'm like, okay. So changing the vibration of our center with the simple change of color took us from almost invisible to fully present. So there we go. We got hot lips on the outside of our building. Okay? And then people either love it or hate it, and so it is. And so it is. Okay. So the other thing that's been happening, and this has happened probably since I've been here, we have people call us to book events and want to present. And we're like, what? Say what? And we are dazzled and amazed all the time. Because I hold that whatever we need, it's going to happen and come into our lives. And I want you to hold that too. I am dazzled and amazed. All you have to do is say that. Wake up and go, wow, this day is going to dazzle and amaze me. And when you say that, it will occur because you're putting that vibration out. The words and our frequency are important. So here's the events that have happened 2015 and 2016. We have, we called it the Heart Super Heart series. So we had Dr. Judith Orloff, we have Laura Day yesterday, and out of the blue, Ricky Byers-Beckwith called us, and Roby, and called us, and she's from Agape. Now you gotta understand, she runs that huge center Agape with her husband Michael Beckwith. Why would they come up to our little dinky old center? Because Spirit called them. Yes, they did.
And the hot lip store.
And the hot lip store. So anyway, that occurred and we were like, we say yes! And so for her to come up here, that was a miracle. Because she is always, always, always busy. And that was probably one of the most potent workshops we've had, I have to say. The other money-making events, somebody else came to us, and the intention last year was to support women and to empower women, and I put that out last year. Well, we had Barbara come up.
Barbara Valentine,
and she said, I have this whole program called Nurturing the Soul, and it's a women's retreat. And I'm like, well, that got done fast. So anyway, we have done that 2 years in a row. We're getting better and better.
Yes.
And it has been phenomenal. People come, they feel nurtured, they feel loved, they feel healed. when they come to that event. So we let go of the rummage sale. Yay! And we put in
Hallelujah.
nurturing the soul. I think it's a little higher consciousness. Okay, then we have 2 healing art fairs, and those came about from Bev and was it you, Denise, or somebody? You and Bev and somebody else had gone to another one?
Oh Bev Berry and I, we went to a fair. It was a small
Right.
one, and we said, let's do it here. And
Yeah.
I used to have like the healing healer's heart circle, and
Right.
a lot of my people just came together, and we just
And
did
it
it.
come together. So
Yeah.
what it is, we have, we have intuitives, we have massage, we have healers. And also I got another idea from the gal down at the Camarillo, and she told us how they did it. And we have the crystal bed. So we're doing that, and this is now we've done 4? We've done
5.
5.
Mm-hmm.
So we did number 5. And how many people? We got a few healers here. Raise your hand if you're a reader. Yeah, awesome.
Okay.
So that's great. So we are going to continue to do that because that also feeds the community and people love it. And it's a way for them to support their body and to support their mind and spirit. The other 2 healers we have is Patrick San Francesco and Howard Wills. And so they come through here and there, and so they also have come through here.
Barbara Rohde came too.
And Barbara Rohde, yes, we forgot. We were doing this yesterday. And Barbara Rohde with Peter Wright. How many were here for Barbara? Yeah, that was great.
That's great.
Huh?
Yeah.
And then we have done, and we'll probably do it again, holiday dinner and a movie. We got to figure out which movie.
Yes.
We've done some irreverent ones,
Yeah.
but we'll go back to a traditional one. And then solstice candlelighting, we do that typically around the solstice, and we do that before Christmas. And you know Christmas is on Sunday, so we're going to do something different here because I ain't going to be here. Anyway, and Easter, and we do an Easter celebration, and Lois Mahalia comes, and that's always amazing and gorgeous.
Yeah.
And then monthly we do the family potluck and birthday Sunday. Okay?
Yes. So.
And then here we go, there's the pictures. So do you all remember the Buddha relic tour, Maitreya Buddha? Okay, we were able to have them here 3 times.
Yes.
And that's in the far, if you look, on your left-hand corner, that's Lois, EJ, George, and me on Easter Sunday. This is the Nurturing the Soul Women's Retreat. There's a picture of all of us. And then Ricky Byers, and there's a picture there because I said, we've got to take a picture and have this, and so we have that. And then Mel Thomas was here 2 years ago, the beginning of, and he had a near-death experience, but out of that, he now invents things. And that's what happened to his brain when he came back, because he was technically dead. And then that was Howard Wills. There's Gina Walker, going to be here next week. Woo!
Yes.
Soul Sunday. We've been doing that. This will be the 4th one or 5th. And then Marshall Golden Eagle, Jack, was here, and that's at the Ancestral Healing. But he has done several programs. He's not here anymore, but we got him a lot while he was in Santa Barbara. Here's Howard Wills Healing. This is Baby Azalea's Baby Blessing. And by the way, they've had their 3rd child. We're going to do a 3rd baby blessing
Yes.
for their 3rd daughter. There's the Winter Solstice Candlelighting. Roxy made that gorgeous. That does not do it justice.
And that's an amazing program you all had last year.
Oh my gosh. And then Christmas tree trimming. Which program?
Well, I don't know if it was New Year's Eve or...
It was the candlelighting. It was the solstice.
It was beautiful.
Okay, and then